Lego and Christmas. Two of the best things in the world. Personally, I don't think I could name a better combination. That's why this year, I'm going to be attempting to build a Lego Winter Village. But what is a Lego Winter Village? A Lego Winter Village is like a Lego city, but solely based around Christmas and the holiday of joy.
Santa.
Pretty simple when you put it like that, right? Well, each year, Lego releases a Winter Village inspired set. A few years ago, it was Holiday Main Street. Last year, it was the Alpine Lodge. And most recently, this year, it's Santa's Post Office. So if we combine all these and do what I did, spending £300 on them all, with other sets, white base plates, maybe a few reindeer, we can make a Winter Village. Well, we're gonna give it a go. Day one is about getting all of these sets built. There's no way I can do all of this in one day. And spoiler, I didn't because I'm actually filming this bit in the future. But the sets I've been buying in order to make this village, well, good, I'm really happy with. We have Harry Potter's Hogsmeade Visit, Holiday Main Street, the Alpine Lodge, and the most recent Winter Village set, Santa's Post Office. Plus some other stuff, such as reindeer, vintage gift with purchases, and market stalls, but we'll get to those later. It took me about 2.5 days to build all of these sets, and for someone like myself with a retention span of a goldfish, I did pretty good. So let's take a look. First up, we have Hogsmeade's Visit. There's a few reasons why I bought this set, but truthfully, it was mainly for the fact that it included 2 buildings covered in snow. There are 6 minifigures included. We have Mr. Flume, Madame Rosmerta, Dean Thomas, Professor McGonagall, Mrs. Flume, and of course, Harry Potter. Oh, and a golden run. The 2 builds in this set are the 3 Broomsticks Pub and Honeyduke's Sweet Shop. If we take a look at Honeyduke's first, this building has an incredible amount of vibrant colours. It really makes it stand out. The snow on the outside of the building really makes a great addition to the Winter Village. I'm really happy with it. Some extras included, we have a lamppost, a bench, and of course, a wanted sign for Sirius Black. Now moving on to the other build, coming in a little bit taller, we have the 3 Broomsticks Pub. Again, it makes a really fine addition to the Winter Village. Even with the lights of antlers on the front, there's a nice and cozy warm feel to the inside of this build. And down below, we have the traditional pub, but there's no way I could build a Winter Village without this set being included. Next up, we've got Holiday Main Street. Now this is the set I was most excited for. It's probably my favourite Christmas set that Lego released in the past few years. There are 2 main builds to this set, along with a tram, as well as 6 minifigures. We have the music guy, a tram driver, the toy store owner, a young child, and also 2 shoppers. If we take a look at build number 1, this is Santa's Toys and Games. Decorated for Christmas, there's a wreath and garland out the front, and if we spin it around and have a look on the inside, on the ground floor we find ourselves the toy store, whilst above on the first floor there's a cozy little apartment. Fitted with an amazing build design for the bed and a Christmas tree filled with presents. The other build in this set is Mr. H. Jolly's music store, following suit with plenty of Christmas decorations outside. The masonry brick, snow, and red shutters contrast so well on this build. It's probably my favourite addition to the entire Winter Village. With a white guitar and a violin on display through the main window, the store is packed with plenty of instruments for sale inside, whilst if we move ourselves upstairs, we can see first what I like to call Pam's teapot, along with what seems to be quite a modern apartment. We do have some extras in this set, such as a Christmas tree, a post box, and a fantastic looking sign for Main Street. The other main inclusion is of course the tram. Now I'm not really a Lego train guy. In my years and years of collecting Lego, I've always resisted the urge to buy a train set, but I have to admit this tram is really fantastic. It looks incredible, and this really does transfer through the camera. But this set as a whole is brilliant, and if I wasn't fortunate enough to be able to put quite a lot of time and money into my Winter Village, I would definitely still pick up this set, as it really does hold itself well on its own. After Main Street, we've got the Alpine Lodge. There's 5 minifigures included. We have an old lady, Claudia Winkleman, a ski guy, a woodworker, and a young skater. The build is equipped with some really nice detail, such as the log storage out the front, an axe with a wood chopping station, barn door shutters, and a pair of door lights. There is a garland running across the top of the whole build, whilst if we flip it around to have a look at the interior, there's one true standout. Yes, much to my surprise as well, when I was building this set, there is indeed a light brick, which I never even knew about. The rest of the interior is okay. By far it isn't my favourite out of all the builds we've seen today, but the light brick certainly does give this build an added value over the lights of Holiday Main Street. There are some extras that come with this set. We have an ice skating rink, an outside toilet, yes you heard me right, as well as the ski-mobile. The skate rink has a really cool design to it. Oh, and better less said about this. The final main set for our winter village is this year's latest edition, Santa's Post Office. Definitely different to the other sets featured so far, but I had a really enjoyable time building this set. There are 4 elves included in this set. We have Bob, Brian, Barnaby, and Bruce. Oh yeah, and Santa. And like the Alpine Lodge, I never realized until I was building, but there's actually another light brick included in the hot air balloon. The design of this set really pops. With snow covering all the roof, the contrast from medium nougat to blue looks amazing, as well as the candy cane style door, more decorations, and a fireplace. When we look inside, we're graced with a busy workspace, from a letter packing station to a bookshelf, a letter chute, and a secret upstairs office. There's certainly a lot going on. The set also comes with a smaller Christmas tree, a fishing hole, some postal accessories, a snowmobile, and a sign which I'm sure leads you to previous winter village sets. But the best bit of all of this is this guy. Day 3 is about getting all these sets and putting them all together to make a winter village. And the place I want to do this is on the shelves behind me. And as I'm recording this in the future, I've kind of already done this. So I'll show you clips I recorded from day 3. So this is the shelf where in fact the magic will hopefully come to life. To start with, I placed these 3 white base plates down that I recently picked up. They kind of fitted perfectly into the space for me. And after a lot of trial and error, now is the fun part. Let me show you the layout. Starting on the left hand side, we have both the Holiday Main Street builds. And then just across next to that, we have Honeydukes. Whilst facing opposite to the music store, we have the 3 broomsticks to try and create what I want to be a town square. On the back row next to Honeydukes, I've gone with Santa's Post Office. Whilst on the right hand side, we have the Alpine Lodge to finish off the corner. Now for an initial concept, I really do think this layout is gonna work. So what we need to do now is to add some decor. The Main Street sign seems to fit next to the music store perfectly. Whilst I think the ice rink will go nicely in front of the post office, I then added a lamppost next to the pub, as well as a fishing hole, the smaller Christmas tree, the signboard, and a bench to help fill up some of the open space outside of the lodge. I thought it'd be fun to display the serious black poster, and well, you never know where you gotta go. The final thing missing from our town centre was a Christmas tree. I debated buying the larger model, but I do think it'd be slightly too big for our winter village, so I stuck with this one, but I think it looks good. And with that being said, the main layout for our winter village was now complete, and things are starting to look like a winter village. The next thing to do is to make it a bit less like an apocalypse village. We need to add some minifigures. But before we do that, please subscribe and like this video so I can keep making big videos like this one. I'm broke and it would massively help. Anyways, this is Holly. Holly is our first resident of Main Street. All that Holly owns is this, a snow globe. But joining Holly, we have all 4 of Santa's elves, Dean Thomas, because he looks perfectly dressed for winter, and Dean's close mate, the boy who lived. Some local shoppers, along with the shopkeepers, this kid because he has an amazing hat, and some newer additions who looked perfect for my winter village, Marty McFly, Patrick Starr, you'll see why in a minute. Young Gru, honestly, it's all for the scarf. The ice hockey kid, the ski guy, woodworker, and of course, the Lord himself, Santa Claus. So as all our residents started to take place within Main Street, honestly, I felt a real sense of achievement in what we've managed to create. Oh, and ignore this guy. When you've got to go, you've got to go. Holly bought her gift from the toy store, and everything was really starting to come together. It looks like a winter village. Santa was having a nice catch up by the fire with his good friend, Mr. Woodworker. Oh, and Patrick, he's now Patrick Snowman. So now that we've added some minifigures, that brings us up to where I am today on day 5. And things are looking great. For once in my life, I can say that I'm proud of something I've done. And our Lego Winter Village is looking much better than I could have ever dreamed of. And we're not done there. There's a few other sets that I talked about at the start of the video, which we haven't yet got in the Winter Village. How is Santa supposed to deliver all those presents without any reindeer? Plus, we currently have quite a lot of open space, especially on the right-hand side of the village, just in front of the Alpine Lodge next to the fishing hole. I've also bought a load of pieces off the pick-a-brick wall recently, so we need to get some texture and detail added as well. We need to make the 3 broomsticks pub modular by adding a back wall to it. Oh, and I've also just bought a second Alpine Lodge to make this one modular. I don't know how it will fit, but we'll work it out. So we've got a lot to do.